When I said in a previous video that it seems like we get negative PlayStation Vita news every 2 weeks or so, I was just kidding. But now it looks like a thing. Guys, I think we're cursed. Or at least I am. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. But, not really. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and just real quickly here, before I begin, wanted to let you all know that I now have my upload schedule available on the main channel page on here. So for anyone out there who is curious as to what time I upload my videos, as well as what days, the schedule will be available on the main channel page going forward. And before James doesn't actually upload at 2 AM. Okay, now back to the heartbreaking stuff. So the following news article comes from vitaplayer.co.uk. Everyone, we knew that this day was eventually going to come, but I wasn't expecting it to happen this week. However, much like a roid, it always returns. We have gotten official confirmation that PlayStation Vita carts are officially going to be discontinued in 2021, meaning Sony is no longer going to be accepting any more requests from devs for future physical titles for the Vita. Why not just rip our hearts out while you're at it? Wait, don't give him the idea. In fact, based on what we know so far, it seems like that's already actually happened, which I will get into in a second. The article goes on to say that the final PS Vita physical games are entering production in the East shortly, and 2021 will see the end of cartridge-based games for the Vita. Production of games ended in the West back in 2019, as I've stated many times in the past. After that point, it was left to Japan publishers and companies like East Asia Soft, Be Still My Beating Heart, to keep the physical side of Vita gaming alive. That is, until this week. Thus, it seems like situations from PlayAsia where they get new reprints of older PS Vita games that are more on the rare side isn't gonna be a thing anymore. So, and I can't stress here enough, guys, if you have not yet had a chance to pick up any of these games from PlayAsia's website, you may want to do so sooner rather than later, because I got a feeling that once they're gone, they're gone. Much like Disco, rest in peace. And I will have a link down in the description below for anyone who is interested in purchasing any of these and doesn't want to purchase them from individuals on eBay, if you know what I mean. So I was kind of seeing the writing on the wall here with this. In fact, if you remember, not too long ago, I made a video talking about are PS Vita cartridges in Asia running short? And now it looks like, yes they are. In fact, if you missed that video, I go into pretty extreme detail about why I think Vita cartridges were starting to come to an end over in Asia, and the video will be on the screen right now in case you missed it. So aside from the topics I had mentioned in that video, going forward since then, I was seeing some things on Twitter that were kind of, alarming to say the least. It's kind of like how you think back to certain old movies such as Last Action Hero and remember just how terrible it's gonna be. Yeah, it's that kind of deadly premonition, only with less Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I saw 3 things as of recent that made me realize that PS Vita cartridges were in fact coming to an end. The first indication here that we had to go off of that something was very wrong had to do with an individual named Thomas Altenberger, who's the director of the upcoming PS Vita game called Scourgebringer, which I did in a previous news video. And aside from his full name making me very hungry, what he said on Twitter, it kind of caught my attention. I didn't think a whole lot of it at the time, but now it makes sense, and this is what he had to say. I'll have to tell the story behind the PS Vita port of Scourgebringer. It almost didn't happen for technical reasons and has been a race against the very last factory shutdown, and yet it's here without any compromise, running full content and speed. This ended up being quite the bittersweet post, but mostly bitter. Now what he's referring to is the fact that Scourgebringer has officially been confirmed for a physical release from East Asia Soft. So bearing that in mind, why did he say that it was a race against the clock against the very last factory shutdown? What that would be implying is that's a Vita card factory, and it's pretty much looking like this at this point. I'm just guessing on this image here, but it makes it more dramatic. I guess there could be a long shot that maybe he was talking about something digital, but that makes about as much sense as my jokes do. Okay, and reason number 2 why I started to get the idea of this comes from Poppyworks, who you know just had a physical release from PlayAsia recently for Super Skull Fighter 2 Turbo. I don't even remember if I'm saying that right, but anyway, they released their Vita game, and this is what they posted on Twitter. Tomorrow, which was the day before the game went up, marks our very last release for PS Vita. It was the first console that we released anything of ours on, and we're very proud of the work that we were able to do with it. Implying here, heavy much so, that they are no longer going to be making any more physical games for the Vita. In fact, sounds like even digital as well. And now for the third reason why I think this is going to be a thing, or I guess in this situation, not going to be a thing anymore. IDK comes from Top Hat Studios themselves. Yeah, that was really out of left field now, wasn't it? Well, they just did release Synergia, so maybe not. But this is probably a thing that a lot of people out there missed if they weren't looking carefully. But But due to the fact that Top Hat Studios had recently released Project Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story, and had only 800 copies available on PlayAsia, left a pretty bitter taste in a lot of fans' mouths. Sorry, didn't mean to get fresh there. And because of that, they were worried that Synergia was going to be getting a similar treatment with only maybe 800 copies available. So a user asked them about this, requesting that they make more than 800, which Top Hat Studios replied, "To the extent of our knowledge, the number of units available will be the maximum allocation permitted by Sony." So what we can take from this, if it's in fact true, the maximum number that they made for Synergia was 1200 copies. And if you look back at PlayAsia's play history, no pun intended, you'll know that they've released plenty of Vita games that went far and beyond only 1200 copies. So the fact that he said this, and we're in the year 2021 now, seems like things have changed when it comes to Vita cartridges, and now the maximum any game is going to be able to get going forward is in fact 1200. Again, basing on the fact that they did indeed order the maximum lot. Now, while this all does sound doom and gloom, we do in fact have a silver lining here, especially if you're a lover of physical media and or a PS Vita collector, or an individual that buys stuff just to flip them. I'm shaking my fist as I say that. And that comes to the point that East Asia Soft does still in fact have upcoming games that they are going to be in fact releasing physically. They've already ordered them ahead of time, so everything's all full steam ahead on that. Now, of course, we don't know what games they have planned, but we do know that they're still going to be releasing games throughout the year 2021. How far into the year now? That's left up for debate. I'm hoping that maybe we can get as close to the end of 2021 as possible. But yeah, we got more sad news this week, guys, and I guess if history repeats itself in another 2 weeks, I'll be telling you something else devastating. Hopefully not, but that's just the way the planets are aligning lately. Special thanks and shout out to Starwolf 3000 and WowGak for providing me with this information for the video. But let me know, how does this news affect you? Do you care about any of this? Are you a collector at all? Do you own any physical media for the Vita? Or maybe you're more of a digital lover? Let me know down in the comments section. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Robert Johnson, Maquis Blob, Pablo Tonentino Mejia, Zicrito, B Mystery, Matt Fox, Freeden, Joseph Razmick, Reiko Star, Neo Arashi, Shin Snake, Milk Sama, Bushin Ryu Cat, Ellen Iwazu, Dr. Super Artie, Romp King, Donut Valley, Jackie, Azumara, Cobble Trappa, Sakib Alam, Smug Wolf, Jamie, Matt Hargett, Mazgus, Tasha Monty, Eric DeWitt, Juan M. Hermosillo, Burzin Mystery, Kayonko, Jesus Hernandez, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, Gutter Drums, Larry Anderson, H-Hitter, Jelly, Lori Sweeney, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Phantom XRS, Saul Ramirez, Kyle Brooks, JR, E-Rock, Pierce Sterner, Adam Thury, Skulshire Tugel TCG, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Haddo, Joshua Williams, Clayton Merlarkey, and BMF. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screener, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to accomplish this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. Alright guys, you have your timer set for 2 weeks? I know I do.